What's going on, guys? All Up Blitzel back with some more Crown Zenith content. Today we've Omastar box. Omastar was quickly written off after Lugia V got printed because Lugia was basically a faster, more efficient way to do things. And now Omastar might have some merits. And let's get into the list. We have Omastar, which is Primal Guidance attack for 1 energy. Let's just search our deck for 2 Pokemon that evolve from unidentified fossil and put them on our bench. So we're going to search our deck for 2 Archons, and we can evolve them into Archeops. And we all know what Primal Turbo does from Lugia. So now we have a very similar Lugia shell. We have Yveltal, Radiant Charizard, Raikou, Stoutland. But in this deck we have Slaking, who's been kind of overshadowed in Lugia because Lugia is very similar to what it does, and Lugia plays like a single prizer most of the time. That Slaking just isn't worthwhile. But with Slaking and the new Sky Seal Stone, which lets it take an extra prize on a V-Star or V-Max, now we can start keeping up with the prize trade in those matchups just that little bit better, because we're going to lose that turn with Omastar, but we can gain that back by taking 3 with Stoutland and then playing like a 1 prize deck through our Yveltal and Radiant Charizard. So yeah, other than the Omastars and the Slaking, it's pretty much Lugia. We are playing Irida, which basically lets us set up Omastar turn 1. We can get Omastar and Switch, and as long as we have an energy in hand, that's always going to be Primal Guidance. So we're going to be going second with this deck, so we can get the turn 1 Primal Guidance. Another merit to this deck that Lugia doesn't have is we can be a Marnie Path deck. Lugia can be, but it's not always the most consistent thing. I have the Crown Zenith playlist will be linked below, as well as the list if you want to copy this and try it yourself. The support, you guys, has been amazing. I want to thank you guys once again for all the support. It's been awesome. And now I have a few battles to show you. There's one really cool one. So yeah, you don't want to miss them. Enjoy it. Alright, we're on to our first game. We did win the coin flip, so we will opt to go second. And we mulligan, as well as our opponents. So we got the Omastar lead, which is always excellent. We're against Yveltal or Regieleki, or some sort of Regieleki build. Yeah, we have the Omastar already in hand, so that's excellent. We have Quick Ball in front of Lumineon for a supporter. So yeah, there is the Vikavolt. It's the speed. So we are likely gonna go down if you can get the Regielekis in play. There's one, because our Omastar does have weakness to lightning. But it might be tough for him to get through Slaking. Like if I can load up a Slaking, if he's only doing 50 or even 110, isn't a 2-shot on Slaking. Slaking could be a carry where we just get 4 prizes out of that 1 Slaking. So he has a conceal cards and a pass. Alright, so we're gonna put the Powerful in the active. We can Quick Ball out of Yveltal and get Lumineon. Sky Seal Stone is in there, which could be funny to take out a Regieleki V-Max. Always something to have in the back of our mind. And I think before I play this Marnie, I'm going to Ultra Ball out Escape Rope and Choice Belt. And then I always have Slaking for next turn, because his Omastar is going to go down in all likelihood. So we get the Slaking, we Marnie. Unfortunately, no Archeops, so we will Quick Ball out the Manaphy, get a Lumineon for next turn, just so we're not stuck with a dead hand, because we can't play any items. I'm now going to play the Path, because I don't necessarily mind Omastar going down, and I want to have it next turn for my Slaking. So yeah, our Path would have been countered immediately anyway, so that play does prove to be correct. So he has another speed, Raikou. So Raikou could be a threat to 1-shot or Slaking. Let's see. Ordinary Rod. I think that's just going to get back a couple energies, which... That's interesting, because now they don't have Melanie's not live anymore. Maybe they've wanted to discard with this Serena. Nope. Why didn't they just Melanie's to Raikou? You're seeing basically the same number of cards, and you're setting up a back attacker. I don't know. So Seal Stone, probably for another Regieleki, so they can get this knockout, which I'm okay with now, because they don't have... That Seal Stone gives them always an out to Path. So now they cannot have an easy bump to Path necessarily. So we prone our Slaking. We top like research anyway, so no need to Lumineon. We will just research, looking for at least 1 Archeops, and we did not find one. So we can capture the active, find a Oranguru, and maybe we still can draw one of our Archeops and use No Archeops and no Primal Turbo. We'll have to pass. So if they can pull off the Raikou play, we're in trouble. So hopefully not. They have no energy down. They might go for Super Zap Cannon as well, which would be very not great either. Get Pal Pad back. That'll probably be Marnie, or Melanie Serena. Okay. And then they're going to research. That's a lot of supporter cards. Alright, so they just a Paralyzing Bolt. Okay, so we will attach this Powerful to our active. We're going to Oranguru the research onto the other side of Marnie, and we find the Archeops. There he is. So we can attach this. I don't want Primal Turbo before this Marnie, because I always have Knockout here. And I want to keep that research on top so I'm not breaking on the other side. So yeah, we drop the Radiant Charizard, and then we Marnie. And then I will Primal Turbo. I'll put Capture and Powerful. And then I'll just take the Knockout with the Heavy Impact. 300 damage. So Irida and Powerful. They promote their Regieleki. So hopefully they have no water down, so they can't even use Melanie. So it's gonna be tough with this Marnie path. There's an Ultra Ball. That's not an out. Unless you play Pumpkin, there's Lumineon, but that does not work. Are they gonna drop Lumineon? Did not realize path is down? Yeah, they did. Oops. Well, that's not great for them. And now they're just Arena for no cards because they dropped Lumineon. So we actually have the game here with the Sky Seal Stone. Oh my goodness. We can attach the Powerful. Primal Turbo to the active for the retreat. Yes, there is a Sky Seal Stone. Let's go. We can Irida. Grab our Sky Seal Stone. Attach it to the Slaking. Use Star Order. And then use Heavy Impact for the Knockout for 4 prizes. Let's go, Slaking. On to the next one. GG. We're going to call the coin. We lost a flip. But probably going to, yeah, we go second anyway. Don't mind the result of the coin. Alright hand. And just so you guys know, Path to the Peak does not shut off item cards like Forest Seal Stone or Sky Seal Stone, because the ability is on the item card, not the rule box Pokemon. So, don't want to grab Omastar. We want to grab Lumineon for Irida here. So we grab, because then Lumineon can get us Switch and yeah, I guess Switch and Omastar. We can drop that, put the double turbo on, Switch, and then Primal Guidance for Archen. So very solid turn 1. They did not have the best first turn, but they do have the Arceus, so this Omastar is likely going to go down. They just need a Choice Belt or a Zigzagoon or something like that. So there's a Starburst. So their hand is not super strong. If the Starburst before a supporter, so that's always interesting. Or they could Gust on an Archen, which would be annoying. But I think just carrying Omastar's, actually getting Slaking are probably worst case scenario for us if they can somehow pull that off. But they don't. This is Argudra, the barrel build. So I don't know. Powerful Energy. Oh dear. Arceus. So there goes our Omastar. This is a Gudra or Regidrago then? Maybe it's Regidrago because he dropped the Gudra. He discarded it. So probably Regidrago, excuse me. So we'll promote our Slaking. We just need to find Path to the Peak and Archeops to take this knockout. There's the Path to the Peak. So we just need to find Archeops off this Marnie, which we do. So that's excellent. We can Incense. Our hand is a little dead though, so hopefully these prize cards are kind to us. So then we will Primal Turbo, get double Turbo and Powerful Energy, and then we just swing for the knockout with the Heavy Impact. 280 damage. So Marnie, that's excellent. And Quick Ball. Alright. There's another Arceus for them. If they do have a Choice Belt, they can knock us out, which would be kind of awkward. but they don't have an easy way to find that, and we did just pass them and reduce their hand, so it might not be the easiest card to find. So there is the incense. So there's the barrel. Can build the hand a little bit. So yeah, it's definitely Regidrago because of the fire and grass energies. So as long as he doesn't bump our stadium, Slaking can take another 2 prizes, and then we're either closing. We're gonna try to close with Radiant Charizard or Yveltal. Or we could, if we can find the Sky Seal Stone and take this Arceus, then we can risk Raikou for that last prize on the barrel. Fire to the Drago, and he's gonna punch us for 200. Did he use the barrel? I don't remember. I don't think he did. Boss, that's an interesting find. I think we still got a Marnie. We can get the Radiant Charizard into play with the Choice Belt. Yveltal is prized, which is sort of awkward. We do want him for later. So drop the Charizard, put the Choice Belt on. We'll Primal Turbo, the Heat, and a Capture to it. Don't want to draw those cards. And we'll just Marnie. We already have the 2 prizes. We found another Archeops, which is excellent. Don't think we need a Primal Turbo yet, or we can Primal Turbo onto an Archeops, so we have a retreat option for next turn, keep all doors open, and then we just have the impact of the knockout. If we draw the Yveltal here, we're in a good spot. We can Lumineon. Drawing the second Lumineon doesn't mean if he bumps our stadium, we are not completely dead drawing. But this hand is a little subpar. They can use Rolling Iron, and then we don't have a great answer into that. We'll probably have to use Aqua Return. So we need something good off the top here. Bidoof. That's definitely a misplay. That means we do not need to go through this Regidrago to win. Now Escape Rope Raikou wins us the game. So if we top deck Irida, or they bump our stadium, we win the game, or a Research wins us the game. Research and finding Escape Rope wins us the game, or Boss at the top. So we have quite a few outs. Throw out the Archeops, and there is the Irida. That's GG. So I don't need to play this incense. Why'd I do that? Yeah. So I can then Irida, grab the Escape Rope, Quick Ball. Doesn't matter what we get rid of. We get that Raikou. Got plenty of energies in deck, so we drop the Raikou. Rope. And then we just Primal Turbo, and then use that amazing shot for the game. So definitely a misplay by my opponent to drop that Bidoof. They didn't really have much of a reason to, and it made my path to victory much easier. So that's a GG. On to the next one here. That Irida top deck also made it so I could have just heavy balled for Yveltal, but the Raikou play was cooler in my opinion. So we top deck Yveltal. Our hand's amazing. We have the double Archeops. Oh, we're against Radiant Eternatus Lost Box. This is a deck I do want to feature on the channel. Expect that in the coming days. So we'll take our mulligan. Sableye lead. We're going to Irida for Omastar Switch and get our Archen set up. The nice part about facing this version of Lost Box is we don't need to worry about benching Manaphy because they're not going to have Radiant Greninja to pressure our Archens. So there's a Quick Ball for a Comfey. Attach Retreat and set up a Flower Selecting. So then they're going to Flower Select. Definitely looking for the Radiant Eternatus play. And they'll probably be going for Duraludons. They probably think I'm playing Lugia, so they could go for playing Pikachu as well. Both of them are decent attackers in the Lugia matchup, but probably Duraludon. Which means we could get a big 4-prize Slaking play, which would be pretty silly. So Quick Ball, that will be the Eternatus, and that will be to the maxes of their choice. Let's see if they choose Pikachu or Duraludon, or maybe both, who knows. There's the Climactic Gate, 2 Duraludons. Okay. On to our turn, we'll play the Irida, Omastar, and Air Balloon. Air Balloon gives us that permanent pivot on the Yveltal. Got plenty of energies in deck. There could have been, I do see merit to Escape Rope too. Forces them to play a switch card just to flower selecting next turn. So either way is fine in my opinion. So then we set up with our Archons. Now we have both Archeops for next turn. Could potentially be looking for a Stoutland play, or Raikou, or we could just use Omastar and take the knockout on this Comfey. We have lots of options. It all depends on what this Marnie gives us. The chorus, of course, this Omastar could go down. They only did one flower selecting, if I remember correctly, so yeah, not super likely, but it is a possibility. And if that does happen, we probably go for the Yveltal to respond. But we'll see. Chorus, that's a Psychic and a Rope. It's a Guru. So they only have room for one Comfey play. The bench does get very tight with Eternatus decks, and the bench space is already kind of prime real estate in Lost Box to begin with. So we can evolve both our Archeops. I think I will Incense to thin out an Archon. The Archeops, and then we'll Aurora it out. We will probably be going for a Tentacle Lock this turn. We did find a path. We have path slacking, so we can take out a Duraludon potentially next turn if we find a boss. I don't want a Primal Turbo. Bending Slacking is okay. So we'll just, we'll Primal Turbo to Slacking. We'll put a couple Powerfuls on him. Always Primal Turbo for the third Powerful. Yeah, I don't need to do the captures yet. And we'll just Tentacle Lock for 90 and the knockout. It would have been nice to pull off the Stoutland play, but this is still good. And Irida, we can Irida for Quick Ball and still pull off the Stoutland play next turn if he just uses Sableye or leaves a Comfey in the active spot. So we're still fine. They're kind of not drawing the best, so taking the Comfey out with Omastar is still pretty good. Pokestop, that was a useless Pokestop. Getting the VIP. It's not meaningful at this point in the game. So definitely not a great showcase of the Lost Zone Eternatus deck. That's one of my biggest gripes about the deck, is losing Radiant Greninja is such a consistency nerf to the deck. Like, that's one of the biggest reasons to play the deck, is because of concealed cards and Moonlight Shuriken. So we will go into Yveltal. If it goes down to a Spit, then so be it. Yeah, so I'm not saying that this deck can't be consistent. It's incredibly powerful when it sets up. But I just think, in my opinion, single prize, and maybe with some two prizers and Sky Seal Stone splashed in there, is going to still be the direction Lost Box goes down. Like, this will be a fun new sort of project for Lost Box. I think if it gets optimized, it could be a very powerful deck. Wow, we can Ultra Ball for Lumineon here and Gust the Duraludon and take it out. Excellent top deck, so we can get the boss. Lumineon for the boss. And we have the path. We don't need path. We have the, we do, we have to shut off Skyscraper. So I will put those two on the Yveltal. Primal Turbo, a Capture to retreat to Archeops. We'll attach the Powerful. Oh man, yeah, the Pokestop. We could have found this Sky Seal Stone there for 4 prizes. That would have been pretty silly, but unfortunately we do not find it. As well as Heavy Impact for the knockout. Still in a very favorable position. Going to be tough for my opponent to come back, because even if he does take out our Stoutland, not Stoutland, and if he takes out our Slacking with a Duraludon, we still can just Yveltal that back. If he Lost Minds our Yveltal, we can just Stoutland for we can't Stoutland, we have our Powerfuls committed. We can Raikou, we have plenty of options. So our opponent needs to find a lot just to stay in the game here. They need to be able to take this Slacking with Zigzagoon, Max Pulverize, and they also need to put a Parasol on so we cannot Yveltal it back. And then if they can find Manaphy too, that'd be their optimal turn if they can pull it off. Which I don't even know if they play those cards to pull it off. I do think Parasol is pretty reasonable in this deck because both Pikachu and Droudon like having a Parasol on. In my opinion, Parasol is better than the Espeon because Espeon can't get turned off. It will only can get turned off with Path. It can't get Lost Zoned. But against Regis, it's better because you don't have to have that VMAX sitting on the bench. And you still have to find that one of item, which isn't always the easiest thing to do in the world. So I think if I were building the deck, I would probably include Big Parasol. So he's just going to spit into us. So there's a Sky Seal Stone. A turn late. I think we're just going to Aqua Return this turn. We can Irida for a switch, and then just do that. So I think that's the play I want to make. We can thin out the Archen. There is the switch. Irida can grab the other Lumineon and a switch. And that clears up a bench spot for ourselves. And also takes one of our 2 prizes out of play. We can go into Omastar. We don't mind if he goes down. We're already extremely far ahead. So we have him sort of checkmated, or he cannot. If he takes out Slaking, we just use Yveltal. If he takes out Yveltal, we just use Slaking. So in an amazing position here. So there's a flower selecting. They remove our path, but that doesn't matter too much. We always can use Lumineon for boss, and Slaking can still attack. Because we're at 1 prize. So there's a scoop of nets. So our Omastar is going to go down. But yeah, that will be a good game. We can just use the Amazing Destruction. Take the knockout on this Duraludon. So just use Primal Turbo. Get both Auroras on. Primal Turbo, Aurora Capture. Don't need the capture, but who's counting? And Amazing Destruction for the knockout on the Duraludon. And that's another good game. On to our final game. We went the coin flip, so we'll opt to go second. And pretty amazing hand. We can I don't think we want a Marnie. We have both Archeops in our hand already. Sobble, so someone's would have been Teleon deck. Sobble. So probably Palkia, could be Frost. Oh, pass. Wow. So we Heavy Ball. We will take the Stoutland here. Attach. And just Primal. Yeah, attach bench and Primal Guidance. So yeah, we're not under any sort of pressure now. We have both Archeops in hand already. We can Stoutland to take out one of these little Sobbles. And we also can Marnie if they try to build their hand. So yeah. Would have been a little awkward if they did set up Greninja, because like dropped Palkia and then had Greninja, because it would have forced us to fight Manaphy or risk both our Archons getting taken out. So there's Palkia. So this is a pretty good matchup for us. We can take 3 prizes with our Slaking fairly easily. We have Raikou, which can one-shot and take multi-prize turn. Charizard can one-shot. Stoutland can take extra prizes. So on to my turn now. I'll Ultra Ball out those 2 guys. I'm going to grab Manaphy just to be safe. Don't necessarily need it, but I don't want to lose I just don't want to get some guys sniped. So we'll get... I don't need the second Powerful. That is a misplay I do make. I can just put Capture Powerful or Speed Powerful. I mean, it's not... I don't think it's a horrible play, but I don't think it's necessary. It does mean that this capture is live, so I guess it's alright. We do the capture is pretty good here, and we don't need a ton of Powerfuls in this matchup. So we take 2 prizes on the Sobble. The Stoutland's probably not going to live, but we do have the hand to respond back with we can't respond back with Slaking, but we do have Raikou. We can Irida for the Choice Belt, and then Capture for the Raikou. So there's Bells on the bench guy. So they just need to find the V-Star. It's attached to active. Marnie, so that's a bit unfortunate. Our hand was very good. Hopefully we don't Okay, we found the Raikou, but not the strongest. Other pieces, so hopefully the Stoutland doesn't go down. We get a good top deck. Just rule the region. Let's go. Alright. So that's excellent. We can just, I think we want to go, we're going to primal turbo, a double turbo, and a capture to the active. Okay, just double turbo, okay. Then we're going to drop the Raikou, primal turbo, a couple Auroras. We do this first. We want to draw into the Auroras off this speed. We retreat off our capture and double turbo. Incense to thin out an Archen. And we can amazing shot and get rid of one of their Sobbles. We just need one more prize. This also means we're on odd prizes, so Slaking is always live, despite if we draw path or not. So now we're in the driver's seat of this game. It's going to be tough for them to come back, because even if they do take this Raikou, Stoutland can close itself with Wild Tackle. I just need to find a Choice Belt. There's the Avery. We don't need Omastar or Manaphy at this point. Manaphy, we're too far ahead for Manaphy to matter, and Omastar, we're have to discard. So, yeah, just checking. Does indeed do 200 damage, so there is the Palkia. And so this Raikou is going to get knocked out. Our level wall, that does mean Drizzle, which maybe could mean Roxanne, which could make things interesting. This is a quick ball. So need any more bench Pokemon. Maybe he's gonna get back. Yeah, gets back on Palkia. And there's a Star Portal. So bye-bye Raikou. Temple of Sinnoh, that would. So only for Roxanne was prized because Temple Roxanne could have been a bit annoying to deal with. So and we drew the Irida. That means we can Irida for the Choice Belt and use Wild Tackle to take this game. I think that's what it's called. So yeah, we'll drop the path and Wild Tackle, yep, for the knockout, and that's a good game. GG's. So that is Omastar box. I do think this deck is still worse than Lugia. It definitely has merit now with the Sky Seal Stone. Lugia is still so good and so fast. If you missed any of my previous uploads, there will be a link to the playlist in the description below of all my Crown Zenith decks. If you made this far in the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It goes a long way. And I have plenty more Crown Zenith uploads on the way. Have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. And yeah, this has been All Out Blitzel. I'll catch you guys next time.